It's the best thing they made. It's on a ball joint and can move in all the directions. It's a double ball joint, so it's amazing. It swivels without any point, which is a little bit weird. But yeah, a lot of the things have been missing that, and I'm so happy that he does. And so, hey guys, welcome back to YKB, Why Keep the Box Collecting, where we immediately destroy the value of our figures and free them for their plastic and cardboard prisons. I got you something nice today. It is the ever-loving blue-eyed thing from the new Fantastic Four movie. I'm so excited to get this MCU figure. I normally pass on them, but this one looks like it's going to be good. Let's take him to the table. Alrighty, so we have the ever-loving blue-eyed thing, Ben Grimm, Yancey Street Gang alumni. Now, I'm absolutely loving the square boxes. I much prefer them over the rounded. Can't stand those things. But the rounded were a lot better than the cardboard free ones. Those were absolutely terrible. I kind of like the design. I'm not really too much into that 60s futuristic design. I was not a fan of the Jetsons. So I really don't like this box designs. I do like the blue, I do like the white, but, you know, to me it just, eh. Anyway, here at the YKB, I don't care about boxes anyway, so it's fine. I do like how they went with a drawing interpretation of it, instead of just reusing assets. Looks a lot better. Open box concept, absolutely love. The 4 on top, you know, it's a good looking box. Wish I cared, I don't. So, let's free the thing. Let's get Ben freed. I like how the background has all 4 of their little effects. You know, there's the Invisible Woman, Johnny's, Reed's, and then Ben. Just, you know, I like when little details like this get put into stuff. Here's Ben in the plastic. Alright, so we got Ben Grimm standing here, looking amazing. Let's get him a little closer. And for the most part, he's looking pretty good. It doesn't look like they did any shading on him, except for the face and the chest. Everything else kind of looks like bare plastic. There might be a little bit of shading, maybe, but there's none in the back. So, you know. It also looks like Ben Grimm doesn't do leg days. Those are way smaller than that. So, you know, definitely a gym bro who does not work out on Tuesdays or Thursdays. That's for sure. But besides that, I'm loving the look of this Ben. I like where they went with the thick eyebrow. I'm kind of happy that they didn't go back with the whole just he's a monster rock look. I'm really liking that they went back to his look in the comics. This looks very Kirby-ish. Very Kirby-ish. But, you know, maybe I'll have a picture of him in the corner. It just seems very, the very narrow face and the thick unibrow. It very much does. I'm also loving the pants. I do prefer the shorts over the pants, but, you know, they have to start somewhere. And to keep it a little bit uniform, looks nice. I'm waiting for Hasbro to give us a thing that has the, what do you call that, semi-onesie suit with the top and the pants. You know, tired of my man walking around shirtless. But that's besides the point. I really am liking the figure. The wrist looks good. It also looks like it can be taken off, which is, you know, also good. Because I only picked up 3 of these figures. The non-human ones. Because they can fit in my collection. I really don't want the other ones, so these ones look nice. Let's go look at his accessories. Alright, accessories in 1, 2, 3. They're just open hands. That's it. Maybe because they gave the other figures a lot more accessories, they cheaped out on Ben, but, you know, maybe because he's thicker. He's a little bit heavier. But, you know, these are it. Yeah. Hasbro doing Hasbro. Alrighty. And before we look at the accessories, I just want to look real close. They gave him blue eyes. You know, really happy about that. But let's change out these hands. Seems like there's grippers, semi-grippers, which looks good. Because, you know, sometimes he has to pick up a lamppost. Just really looks good. I'm really happy to have this thing in the collection. Is this a soft piece? No, okay, it's not. It's a softer plastic piece. They didn't go with a shell. So, that's his accessories. Now, for the most part, there is... I kind of feel like the only shading in there is there. Really there and on the face. Once you get to the back, there's really no shading. But the one thing I gotta say about this thing that I love that the other ones don't have, look at that. There's some bicep swivel. It swivels without any point, which is a little bit weird. But yeah, a lot of the things have been missing that, and I'm so happy that he does. And since I got to that point, why not look at articulation? The head is on a ball joint and can move in all the directions. It's a double ball joint, so that's amazing. Absolutely love that. And he can look up. Just absolutely amazing. Arm goes all the way around. He could do a T-pose. He has bicep swivel. It's a lot of bicep swivel. Single jointed. You know, these bigger figures are only single jointed. It's a little bit annoying. Is he a bigger figure or is he standard height? I'm hoping he's kind of standard height. Because the thing was never really gigantic. It wasn't Hulk size. He was always like, you know, a taller person, but never super, super big. I already said single jointed. Waist moves all the way around. And he has some waist twist. Looks ugly, but it's good. I'm happy to have some in there. Can he do a squat? A split? No, he can't, but it's pretty close. Thigh swivel. Double jointed. Can he kick his butt? If you force it, he can. Ankle rocker. Does he have boot swivel? No. Man, that's a little bit upsetting. I was really looking forward to him having some boot swivel. But for articulation, this is probably the most articulated thing that we have gotten for Marvel Legends. You can't see me shrug, but I just did. I'm really happy about how this came out. I might buy a couple more, see if I can't do some customizing, get some more things, maybe make some things I, actually want. Coming from the future here, clearly forgot to do this. That's how far back he bends. That's how forward he bends. Doesn't have that much range in the chest. All right, so we got Ben Grimm standing up, looking good, and because we got this thing here, why not bring out a couple more things? First up, we're going to bring the first Walgreens exclusive thing over here, and he definitely dwarfs him. You know, I was hoping he was kind of be around the same height, but clearly not. Clearly the comic book thing is way bigger. So maybe me buying more things and trying to customize them is a no-go. It's a little bit sad. I was hoping they were going to be right around the same height. But I guess it has to make sense since the MCU figures are a little bit shorter than the comic book versions. Thing would have to be toned down too. Here's another thing. Basically the same repaint from that other one with a different head sculpt. You know, it's kind of what these things are. They're just kind of repaints with different head sculpts because they reuse the sculpt over and over again. Man, I was really upset. I was really excited, but he's too short. I was really excited to make a whole bunch of these guys with these costumes. And here's another one. This one was the House of X one. So it's kind of all the things I have. I don't have any more than that. I'm kind of upset that he's a little bit short. Really wish he was bigger, but you know what you get when you buy MCU figures. Now that I've been complaining about the height a lot, it's really only complaining because I wanted something different. Has no problem with the figure. Let's see how tall he is. He's looking like he's about 7 inches. So, you know, he's still a pretty big dude. It seems like the other ones are about 7.5 inches, and maybe that's why they're way bigger. From side to side, he's a good 3.5 inches. You know, Ben Grimm's pretty massive. But, you know, it really does look like an amazing figure. And unlike, let me grab one of these real quick. Unlike these, you see the arms? This is one solid piece. So it really hinders articulation. They fixed that with this in here, which I'm absolutely loving. You know, you can get better poses out of that. Did I mention this is a good looking figure? Maybe I should stop mentioning this is a good looking figure. So I have a question. How can this thing measure up to other Fantastic Four characters? Because, you know, just to see how he looks against different figures. So I guess for the most part, if this is the only thing, he will fit in the collection. Because there's all different designs. I don't know why I picked that one. She should definitely get a bag over her face. But, you know, that thing very much works with any of the other Fantastic Four characters in your collection. He looks pretty good with them. Speaking about bags over the face. So maybe, you know, the look might not be the perfect, but with a little bit of paint, you can definitely make some, you know, choices. He could definitely fit in your Fantastic Four collection. Here's a Doom. So you kind of see how he matches up. I think it's pretty decent. Here's a comic version of Doom. I think it works. I say this thing passes for, you know, design with the other team members. Just want to do a quick show how all three of them look with each other. I think they look pretty good together. Maybe I'm going to get the rest of them. I don't know. It really is just Sue and Reed. But I don't know. It does look good. These figures do look good. There's Ben Grimm. And there's him in comparison to Galactus. But why not? Let's go see how he compares to the HasLab. Alright, so we have clearly Galactus here. blowing in the wind. So let's get Ben Grimm out. We can see how tall he is in comparison. Clearly, this Ben Grimm's gonna look great with this Galactus. Really does, I don't know, scale pretty well with him. There's Ben Grimm. There's his cooking partner. We didn't get a movie interpretation of them. Maybe we will in the future. But there they are together. And with all this compare and contrasting, why not see how Ben Grimm scales with other figures from other lines? Star Wars Black Series, G.I. Joe Classified Series, McFarlane Spawn, NECA Turtle. Very much heights match up with them. SH Figure Arts, Marvel Legends, Loyal Subjects. What else can I say about our ever-loving blue-eyed thing? I absolutely love it. Maybe I'll get more customized and stick with the rest of the Fantastic Four figures. It can work for comic book collectors, and it can work for MCU collectors too. I think this thing is made pretty well, and I'm really happy to have him in the collection. He looks amazing. But for more reviews like this, come to the YKB. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. This is really a well-made figure. It does need some butterflies, but besides that, it's the best thing they made.